I'm going to start with the most important point about feelings, and that is that feelings are not just in your mind, they are in your body. Now, before you call me crazy and switch this video off, let me explain a few examples of how you've probably already experienced physical symptoms of feelings. Imagine you're about to go on a first date. How do you feel? Maybe you have butterflies in your stomach. That's anxiety. Imagine you're on a stage giving a speech and you forget your lines. Your face turns red, you start sweating. That's the feeling of embarrassment. Think of the angriest you've ever been in your life. Did you feel heat, energy, your heart pumping, your muscles tightening, ready to strike? And think of the saddest you've ever felt in your life. Was it after a breakup? A pet died? You lost a family member? Did you cry? Did you feel the heartache of this? In all of these instances, you probably felt your feelings in your body. The fact that we feel our feelings in our bodies is actually settled science now. Some researchers a few years ago took people and had them look at emotional video clips, read emotional stories, look at emotional words, or look at pictures of people with emotional facial expressions. And they asked these people to color in body maps of what they were feeling, if anything, in their bodies. And the researchers found that people did feel all the feelings in their bodies, and that different feelings feel differently in the body. So how do particular feelings feel in the body? Let's look at a few examples. So anxiety feels tense. You tend to have shallow breathing. Grief tends to feel painful, usually in the chest, and it's accompanied with tears, wanting to cry. Love feels warm and gooey, light and free, and healthy anger feels strong, powerful, like energy and heat rising up in the body. It's also settled science that the way we feel certain feelings physically is universal across different cultures all over the world. The scientist Paul Ekman traveled the world in the early 1970s to look at one particular physical manifestation of feelings in different cultures, and that was facial expressions. Now, you may be particularly familiar with Dr. Ekman's work because he was the scientific consultant for the Disney movie Inside Out. But he's best known for this research that found that different cultures across the world have similar facial expressions for 6 what he called basic emotions. These include joy or happiness, sadness, surprise, disgust, fear, and anger. So we all, as human beings, smile when we're happy and we cry when we're sad. It's true, some expressions of emotions, like hand gestures, are influenced by different cultures. In some cultures, it is normal to be less or more expressive of emotions overall. But what I'm talking about is more the experience of your feeling in your body rather than the outward expression of your feeling. By now, you can probably see that feelings are different from thoughts, but it is worth emphasizing the differences. Thoughts require words, language. They are complex ideas. Whereas with a feeling, it may have a word label like I am angry or I love you, but it really doesn't require words to feel a feeling. So let's look at an example. Let's say your boss asks you to stay late, even though he knows it's your kid's birthday. Now you may think, how dare you? You know it's my kid's birthday. Why are you insisting that I stay late? These are your thoughts. They are sentences in your mind. Now, these thoughts may be accompanied by feelings. You may feel mad at your boss, but are you feeling mad in your body? Do you feel the rising heat and energy? Are you aware of that, or just the thoughts? Now, you can block your feelings in your body. Many of us are scared of our feelings, or we avoid them. Sometimes you don't even know that you are blocking on a feeling. You just think it's not there. I don't feel anything. Or you think it's just in your mind, like a thought. But the thing is, even if you are not aware of your feelings, they are still happening in your body, according to recent science. The scientist Ross Buck at the University of Connecticut described 3 types of emotional responses that people can have that deal with how aware they are of their emotions happening in their bodies. Emotion 3 is when you are fully experiencing your feeling and fully aware of your feeling. Emotion 2 is when you're not aware that you're having a feeling, but you are acting it out. So others around you notice what you're feeling and understand exactly what you're feeling. This is particularly common with anger. People get animated and they raise their voice, and others around can tell that they're angry, but they cannot. Emotion 1 is when the feeling is active in the body, but the person is neither aware of it nor are they expressing it. Emotion 1 can be a subtle fight or flight response that happens internally, a physiological reaction that never enters conscious awareness. The significance of these levels is that emotion 1 and emotion 2, those levels that are outside of your awareness, can be associated with all sorts of health risks. When you understand that feelings are in your body, you can see how they can be associated not just with mental health, but with all sorts of physical health conditions, and particularly when they're outside of your awareness. For instance, so many times I see people who mistake a symptom of a feeling for a medical condition. I had a patient recently who came in having terrible physical pain, and I said, "What happened? What's causing it?" And he had no idea. But as we began to discuss, he revealed that just the previous night he had gotten a phone call that a family member had passed away, and this grief was taking a physical, painful toll on his body. Returning to our earlier example, if you're not aware of anger at your boss who asks you to stay late, what happens to the anger? Anger is a powerful feeling, and if you bottle it up, it can come back on you, and maybe you can get a headache instead of feeling the anger towards your boss. Has this ever happened to you? How many times have you had a tough day at work, a stressful day, and you come home and you are physically fatigued, worn down, exhausted? I know I've had that happen to me. So it is important to become aware of your feelings, give them space, and let them pass through your body. That is the way to happiness and to better health. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel so we can grow this community of people trying to understand the mind-body connection.